Of immigration enforcement now underway in Charlotte, North Carolina, with agents seen making arrests at several locations. Homeland Security saying the operation targets public safety threats, but local Democratic leaders, including the mayor there, Mayor Vi Lyles, arguing the actions are creating fear and uncertainty. The push comes in Charlotte as city officials say the crime rate is actually falling this year. Major offenses, they say, are down more than 20% through this past August. Meantime, 2 people are dead, 3 others hurt following a shooting in Newark, New Jersey last night. The 2 deceased victims, a 10-year-old boy and a 21-year-old woman. 3 injured people ID'd as males ranging from ages 11 to 60. They're all in stable condition. So far, no arrests announced, and the police continue their investigation. The U.S. now partnering with Trinidad and Tobago for new military exercises, part of a broader push to crack down on drug cartel boats operating in the Caribbean.
This as concern grows in neighboring Venezuela after President Trump says he's sort of decided on whether to attack the country. The military action could target illegal migration and drugs and possibly push for regime change. The U.S. has been striking suspected drug boats and building up forces off Venezuela's coast for months.
At least 80 people have been killed in recent U.S. strikes on suspected drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean, actions the United Nations has condemned as violations of human rights. Russian President Vladimir Putin holding a phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Foreign officials say the two talked about the latest on Gaza and the ceasefire agreement, as well as the status of the Iranian nuclear program. Israeli officials say Mr. Putin is the one who initiated the call with the Prime Minister. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How the weather will roll out. It's sunny as they take over the state, and it's 47 degrees. Low tonight is 29. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 11:03. Here's the thing, though.
We do have a low fire weather risk today because it's going to be 10 to 15% relative humidity with some gusty winds, maybe 20-25 miles per hour.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service says that's mainly this afternoon, but that will change when a chance of rain touches down tomorrow night into Tuesday, which will keep temperatures low. Indianapolis police are looking into a shooting that killed a man and injured a woman on Indy's south side yesterday afternoon. They arrived on Union Street near Madison Avenue shortly before 1 o'clock. IMPD Sergeant William Young tells Wish TV.
Whenever we have a shooting, whether that's domestic or as a result of conflict resolution, as you hear us talk about that so much.
They hope that people will learn how to solve their problems without shooting others. Police detained a person of interest. The Notre Dame men's basketball team has their first road game today against Ohio State. Both teams are 3-0. Tip-off at 12:30, so in an hour and a half. And you can also catch pregame coverage at 4:30 this afternoon on 93 WIBC when IU basketball plays Incarnate Word. Their tip-off is also today at 5:30 Eastern. WIBC News Time is 11:04. Here's your forecast now from the American Standard Heating Weather Center with Ryan Morse.
Mostly sunny and breezy for today. Behind the cold front, winds are gusting from the northwest at 20 to 30 miles an hour. High temperatures today in the low to mid-50s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Look, switching point of sale systems is a total nightmare, right? But here's the thing. Shopify POS makes switching easier. A Shopify POS expert, a real human being, helps with setup and data migration. No need to be your own tech support, because with Shopify POS, you get support for free. You'll also get a free card reader and 25% off POS subscription fees. Switching your POS is easier with Shopify. Eligibility requirements apply. To learn more, visit shopify.com/switchnow. That's shopify.com/switchnow.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on moneyline, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Kylan, it was Kylan. I turned my. Are you sure?
The red light was not ready. It was not doing it.
Well, that's a terrible way to start the first day.
Would you rather restart?
No. Okay, please.
Really? Oh.
No.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
we got great guests today. Here we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first day on 93 WIBC.
You can't make this stuff up.
This is just the first hour.
We're not even a minute
We'll
into
do better.
the show.
Terry, Denny, Kylan, we're all here with you today. We've got great guests ahead. I just want to mention this because I didn't know and I just read it, and you know how distracted I can get.
Oh, yes.
Butter on the West Coast is different than butter on the East Coast. Has nothing to do with taste. Our sticks are different sizes.
Oh, is that so?
Oh, boy. Get your finger on the dump button.
Our sticks, the sticks on the West Coast are wider. They're wider sticks, and
With a D or a T?
we have.
You're talking dimensions
thinner-
and not color or
right.
taste.
Yeah, nothing. When I initially talked about this with Denny off the air, he said, "Well, yeah, it's different. Different cows eat different food." And I was like, "No,
Yeah.
that's okay." But this is about the size of our sticks on either coast, and I didn't know, and now you know too. And it's interesting, isn't it?
I hate it when you read stuff.
I think we're going to have to ship in some East Coast and West Coast butter to taste the difference.
Well, it's really about the size of the stick. One is wider and one is longer. And that's the story. So I just thought I would share.
And we're sticking to it.
I know that is not. Oh, I look what you did. You said
What?
stick.
Oh, I see.
You made him more clever
Okay.
than you are.
I'm starting to blush here, and this stupid camera's
I
on
know.
me. You know?
And then, listen, this isn't really even a top 10 story. It just came across, and I thought it was interesting. So now I wanted to. Oh, now you know something. Now you can mention that at church service. Something you've learned today.
Here's a quick story. I walk with my mom every Sunday morning before I come down here. And I was trying to tell her about the chimpanzee that got away at the zoo.
Yeah, the zoo.
Well, she was telling me about a lady that got out of what would have been the lockdown area of where she lives. And I said, well, you know, they anesthetized. They shot the chimpanzee with a dart. And she goes, they don't do that here. I thought that was funny. What? She's in a senior living facility, and somebody got out. And I was telling her about the chimpanzee, and she goes, they don't do that here. I go, okay, Ma, that's good. I'm really glad to hear that. Okay.
Well, from what we know, everything is fine. The chimp is back, and everything is good.
Yeah, and I think the lady's back.
And there were no injuries, nothing.
Yeah. We will be here with you for the next couple of hours, and there are lots of stories to talk about. There's some traffic news. I hear it's great news because this week the West Washington Street Bridge over Little Creek is going to be opening.
Finally.
And that's fantastic because people have been waiting over a year for that to happen. But I understand that could open as soon as Tuesday. Good news, coffee prices, because David is going through coffee like crazy, and the price of coffee is through the roof.
I changed over to mushroom coffee.
Oh, you did?
And
Listen, guys, Denny's on the rise.
Well, the first couple of things I tried tasted like mud. I mean, it was just bad.
But not this
But the
new...
Rise, R-Y-Z-E, I think is pretty good.
And I'm
And
not.
I asked
I don't
Denny-
have the caffeine stuff.
Because we've all seen it in our all in our social media, right? The mushrooms, coffees, and everything's mushroom right now. They're having a moment. And mushrooms are having a moment, and it is. So I've really looked at that because when you start watching something like that, I can't help it. You know, it looks like it's good for you. It's like energizes you. And,
That's sales.
And my life has changed, and my brain is different. And so, have you noticed any difference?
Without the caffeine, I'm a little calmer. I don't get as anxious as I did when I was doing a couple of cups of coffee.
So
in the morning.
the caffeine is what made the difference.
Probably, but
And the taste?
it's pretty good.
What does it taste like? Does it taste like dirt?
No, it tastes more like a change between coffee and hot chocolate. It's a little.
Oh, that's nice. With a little bit of a little cocoa, little hint of cocoa.
They have a creamer that's mushroom creamer also. You mix it. You sort of have to get your own formulary going there.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a little expensive, but it's apparently everybody's on the rise. When here at the station, I see boxes of it sitting down in the lobby, being waited to pick up by everybody that's ordering this stuff.
It's not cheap, but it's competitive with coffee. I'll say coffee's really got me.
That's it. It's $14.99 is what we paid. Almost $15 for just not even like a name brand, just a store brand, the other day, and it's just crazy. But apparently, the Trump administration said Thursday that import taxes on coffee and bananas, which I still think is a steal, bananas and cocoa are going to be lowered as part of trade deals with 4 Latin American countries. So coffee prices, they've jumped about 20% here in this country in this year. So I can't wait for that to come down.
Indianapolis Star.
A lot of companies aren't offering it up anymore. You know, it used to be in the room, your little coffee rooms, your little kitchenettes, and a lot of companies are like, yeah, we can't do that anymore. It's just gotten out of control. People here can drink 15 cups each a day. I'm telling
They
you.
do.
I'm telling
How
you.
hard this newsroom works. Oh, yeah.
I know. All right. So anyway, coming up, 50-year mortgage has been in the news of late, and we also kind of want to get a state of Central Indiana real estate as we head into the holidays. So our favorite is here to join us. He'll be here in just a minute. Greg Cooper, coming up after the break on 93 WIBC. It's 11:17. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you and you and you. Terri Stacy, Denny Smith, Kylan Talley producing today's show. Earlier this week, last week I should say, President Trump announced a plan to fix housing affordability with 50-year mortgages. And joining us now to talk about all things real estate here in Central Indiana is Greg Cooper, broker and founding partner of Compass Real Estate. Lisa Phillips is here too. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So the Federal Housing Finance Agency director who said he actually promoted this idea to Trump said this is a game changer. I can't find anybody who thinks that this is a good idea. Would this idea solve the actual root issues, Greg?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Take
Thanks
your
for
time,
the call.
Greg.
I'm going to listen
No.
to some music now.
All right, first of all, let's forget about all the logistics of what it would take to make that happen. If you lower, let's take a $500,000 mortgage. That would lower a $500,000 mortgage by just under $300 a month, which is lovely. Right. But here's what's going to happen. It's going to drive more buyers into the market, driving prices up. It's not going to change anything. It's going to make it worse, but they're never going to be able to get it done. Logistically, it's impossible.
Well, Lisa, isn't this what we used to call just an interest-only loan where you didn't pay any principal, so whatever you have in it, you have in it?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it's just going to take forever. I mean, yes. I mean, in the beginning, the first couple of years, I mean, and let's be real, Denny, you and I both know, like, our market, this is a disaster in our market, for example, because we're not appreciating, like, let's say the east and west coast. I mean, maybe it's closer to an arm, you know? I mean, but no, it's just definitely would not work in our market. We'll just say that.
All right, so he's pulled the trigger on this, Terry and Kai, thinking that it's going to make housing more affordable for $300 for a $500,000 house.
And again, trying to get the younger people to be able to afford homes, right? Is that the root? Is this the problem?
So, Greg, $300, is that enough difference to make it affordable for young people coming in?
Well, it might make it more affordable on a base level, but if there's 10 people under the age of 35 that are trying to buy a house, Denny, and we now make the mortgage opportunity a 50-year instead of 30-year, and it drives 10 more people into the marketplace for affordability, we now have 20 people competing for the same homes that 10 were competing for before.
And right now, it's consumer confidence that's holding people back in the market. That's the real driver.
It's Lisa, say that again. It's consumer
confidence. Like, that is what is holding people back, and that is what's making deals fall apart in our world.
There are now more people that have mortgages over 6% than under 3.5% in this country. And so, in other words, we've kind of accepted a little bit higher interest rates. And Lisa's absolutely correct. When we sit in open houses week after week after week, you can see the uncertainty on people's faces. There are people that want to take action, but they're just not sure where the world is right now in a lot of ways. And it's psychological, but when you hear about tariffs and you hear about the government shutting down, and people in certain job categories and certain job classifications worry over bad news, and worry is not what you need to buy a house.
So a 50-year mortgage is not it.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, is this a cultural, psychological drama that certain generations are going through? Because my generation looks at this as there's no damn way. I'm not, this is crazy. Yeah. But if you're anxious to get into a home, get out of an apartment or out of your parents' basement, this might be. I'm not making excuses for anybody.
You got it right. If you put your brain at that age, in your 20s or whatever it might be, this might look really good.
All right, Kylan, you're representing the generation. Would you go for a 50-year mortgage?
I don't even like the commitment of doing 10 years, let alone 50's crazy.
I love that girl.
Yeah. It's the truth. Okay.
So what's it going to do to the market here in Indy?
It won't do anything because I don't think it's going to matter. There's 2 points here. Number one, nobody stays in their house 30 years anymore. I mean, virtually nobody. Yeah. And so they're still not going to stay in their house 50 years. It'll just make it a little more affordable. Here's the thing. This week, the National Association of Realtors announced that the average age of the first-time home buyer is now 40 years old. Whoa. It's the highest it's ever been.
Is that right? Wow.
Yes, and to that end, here's what it tells us. If you're a young person, Kylan, you're a younger person, and you have any means possible, you need to buy a house. And it's not because it's Greg and Lisa, the realtors, telling you that, because buying a home will change the rest of your life financially. And so I don't care whether it's an adjustable rate, a 30-year rate, a 50-year rate. I don't care if you got to use family. I don't care if you got to use 2 jobs. You need to be trying to find a way to buy a home. I know it's as hard as it's ever been. That's why it's as important as it's ever been.
And it doesn't need to be your forever home. And I think it's not a 10-year commitment. It's what can you afford and feel that you're comfortable in for a short amount of time. And then you're going to use that equity and you're going to use that home to bump up. And the goal is you will get to your forever home at some point, but you got to start somewhere. It's about starting earlier.
Yeah, think culturally how things have changed. It used to be that you'd get a job and you'd stay with that job your whole life because there was a pension or whatever.
Place.
Look at how culturally we've changed. We always thought our first home was going to be our forever home. I did.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought marriage was going to be forever, and so far it is. But there's a lot of folks that can't say that anymore. So things change.
Yeah, but how are things going? Greg, I'll start with you. How are things going here right now? I mean, are we still seeing houses going up for sale? And this time, as we approach holidays, if you've got a home that's sitting on the market right now, and you mentioned that consumer confidence, maybe some advice if it's still sitting there after a few weeks.
Well, you're going to know very quickly because there are people who are buying homes and they are qualified and ready, but they are also looking for something that they absolutely believe is the right value. So either A, you better be an absolute cream puff if you're going on the market now, or you better be willing to compromise on price because those are the two things that will get you across the finish line. Less than 7% of the homes are selling the first week right now.
Oh, wow.
And that is vastly underknown. I mean, people don't understand that. Most sellers are still living in the world of, I put my house up for sale and I get 3 offers the first week.
Yeah.
No, 93% of homes are not.
How do you find out what the value of your home is? You go online and you type in your address to Zillow, and it pops back this value. Is that authentic enough? How do you guys value a home?
I mean, you got to go inside.
Here's the thing. Homes are not unlike stocks, Denny. Homes go up and down in value all the time, depending upon what's going on economically, depending on what time of the year it is. I mean, I could put a home up December 1st, and let's just say it brings $400,000. That same home March 1st might bring $425,000. Does that mean it's worth more in March than it is in December? No, it's that more people are buying, and it's a more important time of the year. So it's a matter of timing. It's a matter of necessity on who needs to sell and why, and it's also a matter of seasonality. So I bristle a little when people say, well, what's my house worth today? Until we get in the open market, it's very difficult to know, but those are the kinds of things you're going to evaluate it on. Seasonality and timing are everything.
I'm always told that absolute honesty comes across as a grouchy old man. Greg, you're right on the borderline. Be careful there, buddy.
Get off my lawn, Denny. Get off my lawn.
Denny. I was about to say that.
We still continue to hear that there's not enough homes for anybody, and developments are still being built. And so is there a slowdown right now, or are things still booming again as we head into the winter months?
I mean, we are seeing some great incentives from our new home construction partners. So I do think that we're as much as we say, again, we're in a bipolar market. It's the best way. I have a lot of buyers that I say that. I mean, we have buyers sitting on the sidelines that are just waiting for the perfect house to come available. And when these perfect houses are available, you see a mass amount of people out, and it goes for multiple offers. But we do see, again, we have a lot of new construction partners that are offering some great incentives right now.
And if you see a resale home that's been on the market 63 days, that's an opportunity as well.
Okay. All right, that's an opportunity as well.
Some quick feedback for you from our chat for YouTube. It says, appreciate hearing this real estate, guys.
Oh, good, good.
Go.
Yeah, we're glad that you're here. I want to go back to the development again. Is there any thought as we, maybe there's some that are waiting through the holidays before they start to make that decision on buying perhaps a new build? Do tariffs affect anything?
I have not seen that be a factor at all. I mean, frankly, most of the bigger builders are offering some kind of incentivizations towards your interest rate for you to build or buy with them. So it's a spec home that's already mostly done, or it's a new construction from the ground up. Many of the larger builders are open. I mean, there's one builder out there right now that's offering interest rates in the 3.99% category.
Wow.
And so that's a big incentive. Now, remember, you're paying for that because they're putting it into the price of the home.
Absolutely.
Let's just be very honest.
Yeah.
So,
do you see in the news world, there's an awful lot of talk about renters too, and people are preferring to rent these days. Do you think that's true here in our market?
I think that people who rent are renting for a specific reason. Look, we know that by the time a person's 55 years old, their actual personal accumulated wealth is going to be 15 times what it is if they own a home versus renting. It's just simple historical data. And so that's why I'm so adamant. If you're a younger person, this is incredibly crucial to your life. I mean, I don't care if Uncle Earl's got to give you the money. I don't care how you get it. Don't rob a bank, but other things are on the table. But I think it's incredibly important. You know, houses are going to go up 20% in the next 5 years because our inventory problem's not going away. So we talk about a $300,000 house. That's $60,000 in the next 5 years. That could be something that you're in proximity to because you made a decision in January to buy a house.
I have a quick question for you about a new part of the market that I have not seen. And it's people who are, I'm going to say, baby boomer, like maybe a generation just below them. What they're doing is they're selling their house. They're taking the equity, but they're not reinvesting in real estate. They're going to these upscale rental communities of houses just like theirs, but they don't want the capital investment, so they pay a really, really high rent in different neighborhoods. Do you guys see that ever coming to India or Indianapolis area?
I don't see it, Denny. I mean, I think that there are certain communities that have floated trial balloons, and I've seen it in Hamilton County some, where they're going to make the entire development rentals, for example. They're going to be high-end rentals.
Yes, high-end rentals, 3,000 square feet, 2-car garages and all this, not what we would call downsizing by any stretch, but they're taking their capital out of the market.
We've not seen it come to fruition yet. It's an interesting concept, but I think it's probably culturally different in certain parts of the country. You know, Midwesterners are traditionally more conservative. Most people want to own what they're in by the time they're 35 or 40 or 45 years old, and they would like to stay in that place until they have to have some need for being in a different style of home as they get older in life.
I don't know if our politics would embrace that.
The homeowners associations would explode. I mean, there'd be wars.
Right. Well, I mean, you would just build it ground up, but still, like, our city and county would have to be into that. And
Marion County is basically built out, so I don't know how you would convert something like that.
You'd have to go into the surrounding counties.
And even
I don't know if the donut counties would be all for that.
And they are to a great degree. Many of the donut counties are to a great degree built out, so it would be tougher, especially when developers can build and charge a premium for homes, as they have been for several years now, as opposed to trying to force through a different concept that might not be universally welcomed by people in the surrounding area.
That's Greg Cooper, along with Lisa Phillips. They are real estate brokers. I'm sure they're busy today on this Sunday. You can find them at where, Greg? Where will we get a hold of you and then Lisa next?
You can why don't we just do this universally? You can find us at crossroadscollectivehomes.com. All of our contact information is there. And as you all know, I love to be texted between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. So feel free to use my mobile to do that.
I'm asleep.
You are such a smart aleck, Greg Cooper.
You guys are the best.
Oh, man.
Love having you both here with us. Thanks for giving us some of your time on this Sunday, and we'll have you back soon. Thank you, guys.
You guys are awesome. Thanks.
You're the best. It is 11:30. News is next. Welcome back to the first day, 93 WIBC. Terri Stacy, Denny Smith, Kylan Talley with you. We're glad you're here. You know, last week we honored our military veterans, and we should honor them every day. So this is really cool because joining us now is Army veteran Nick Ramey, who is now the program coordinator for the Indianapolis chapter of ASAP. And we are so glad you're here this morning. How are you, Nick?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your service. Before we talk about ASAP, tell me about your Army service. We want to know. We want to know about your role, what your length of service, and what really motivated you to enlist.
Well, I was frustrated with college, and I decided that I needed a little bit of adventure. And, of course, this was right before September 11th, so it was a very big time of transition, and I went from a peacetime mission to a more wartime correspondent. I was a broadcast journalist and public affairs specialist for the Army, and was deployed overseas to Iraq in 2003.
Our very own Fred Heckman, who just celebrated in heaven his 102nd birthday. He started off the same way, Nick. He was a journalist in the Army.
No kidding.
Yeah, but he always talked about how different Army journalism is from real journalism. Can you explain how you see those differences?
Army journalism is more about covering as much as we can, not only for dissemination to the public, but also to record for history. So there's a lot of our footage and things that would be used for news broadcasting programming across multiple channels, as well as facilitating bringing journalists into country and helping tell the story worldwide.
Perfect.
Kylan?
We should always be helping our veterans, not just on Veterans Day, but throughout the year. And that's something that you guys do with ASAP, Armed Services Arts Partnership. You are a program coordinator there. Talk about some of the work that you do for the community, for veterans, and their family members.
I'm so excited to get a chance to talk about this because this really hits home for me. This was kind of how I got reintroduced to society after the pandemic, even, was just trying to learn how to communicate with the community again. It was so much fun getting to take a storytelling course through ASAP before I even joined the team, and seeing the ability for the instructors that are well-trained to help people that might not have as much creative access or have not in the past, to go from day one being kind of a little nervous, a little scared to even talk, to by week 6, week 8, doing a full performance is amazing. The ability for the participants to really get involved and sometimes tell very vulnerable stories is an amazing thing to watch. But we also service across so many other arts genres, from visual arts like glass blowing, stained glass creation, acrylic painting, watercolor, to even getting into welding and three-dimensional art like that. Wow. And then also on the performing arts side, we do the storytelling, stand-up comedy, public speaking, which is great for even professional improvements, and improv, which is great for thinking on your feet and being able to have great conversations with people. So these are more to get people back involved with their community. It's a great place to try something new where people will understand each other's jokes a little bit easier. And then they get to take what they've learned, and even some of them go on to have great even careers in these fields. We have one member who's also an instructor who went from taking the class to being an instructor to actually being out opening for larger stand-up comedians in the region and beyond.
I think it's amazing. I do. Why do you think that creativity and creative expression is such a powerful healing tool for veterans?
Well, the fun part is it's kind of like putting the medicine inside the peanut butter. If you think about, trying to get people to try something new that they haven't tried before, but in a safe environment. Yeah. So it's one of those things where you can get a moment to try something completely different outside of your comfort zone, and then get that community that you really do need and also access to some other things. We're partnered with not only people like the Indianapolis Art Center, the Fishers Art Center, Heartland Film, but also great organizations like the IDVA and the Red Cross here in town, the DVA also, or the DAV, sorry, Disabled American Veterans. So we partner with a number of people, not only to help get information to them, but also help them have a good time, learn a new skill that might not apply to their professional lives, or even just communicate better with their family. We also are adding some children's classes and young teen classes for 2026. So we're trying to make sure we can cover the entire family with fun.
Yeah, that's for sure. Denny?
Nick Ramey joins us and with a wonderful program. Nick, I want to tell you that I work with a lot of retired people. And although they have come from a less stressful environment as far as life and death situations that our vets do, what I notice is that the ones who really can get out of their shell of a past life, their creativity blossoms. And you literally look at them and say, where in the world did that come from? Whether it's something they've done with their hands, maybe it's music, maybe it's poetry, whatever it is. Do you see that same aha moment from veterans that all of a sudden somebody's tripped their trigger and they're letting all of this gush out in such a wonderful way?
Right now, there's a great display at the Indianapolis Art Center in Broad Ripple area that puts a lot of that on display. I think what ends up happening is they tap into something that is almost undeniable, like another little piece of their humanity that they've might have had to stifle a little bit to be a part of the military. It's very difficult to, be a free thinker and be a creative person in such a rigid area. But, we've seen it throughout history through World War I and World War II, like trench art, where people would hand carve very intricate details into some of their equipment or things that they had found in the field.
Wow.
We also see that quite a bit throughout Vietnam as well, things like the USO shows and humor and acting and improv being a part of just trying to keep morale up for the troops. So it extends beyond just the humanity or just the military service. It's just something that's already in us that we've learned to compartmentalize, but then classes like these, and I feel this, like I said, firsthand, I've taken these classes, to transform through that and be able to express something that might have been a little bit more difficult in an earlier time, but also is accessible to utilize to grow to that next stage of who we are as people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kylan?
All of these classes work among the different mediums of art in general, whether physical, like you said, acting or journaling even. With you having taken the classes, what was one of the most impactful ones for you?
Actually, oddly enough, I just finished up. I took the stand-up comedy course. I was a number of people had recommended it since I do a lot of hosting for these classes and stuff, and it was a great opportunity not only to get have some conversations with some fellow veterans and some service member and family members of service members, but also a new way of thinking about how to put a story together or how to tell a story using humor. And it's also the fact that the instructors are so well trained that they're able to communicate some of these more, difficult and vulnerable moments into something that you can express through. Like, it's not necessarily making it a negative or positive, but humanizing it. I've found, especially through the classes, that getting an opportunity to reconnect with the community, the military community, as well as learning from some of the things that they've been through, really does help not only inform our art as a group or art collectively in our chapter, but also just us internally. Like, it gives us that freedom to say yes to some things that we might have said no to in the past.
Nick, is it true, before we let you go, have you sung with the Indianapolis Opera?
What?
Yes, I was in the magnet program in IPS, and I graduated from Broad Ripple High School with a vocal performance. I guess it was kind of like a major that you'd look at in college. But right afterwards, I got my first contract with the Indianapolis Opera Company.
That is amazing.
Wow.
What a talent. What a talent. And then you traveled with some rock groups, too, some rock bands?
Yeah. In a former life, I was fronting some hard rock bands, opening for bands like Seven Dust and Nonpoint, which are, dated by today's standards, but it was a lot of fun in my youth, in my 20s.
That's so great. What a life you have had, and and protecting us too as you served our country in the United States Army. Veteran Nick Ramey is with us, program coordinator for the Indianapolis chapter of ASAP. And again, how can people get a hold of you, Nick, and be a part of this wonderful organization doing such good things?
Well, first, I'd love to tell them to go to ASAP.org. So nice, they named it twice. And there will be a drop-down for locations, or if they'd like, they can do asap.org/Indianapolis, which is our chapter specifically. We'll have more classes being posted after the first of the year for our brand new 2026 season. We have a ton of new things coming up. Like I was telling earlier, some kids programming. We're looking at some dance programming. And then we also have our ongoing things like we have a Veterans Rock Band Jam and a number of our other staples like storytelling and comedy. So, asap.org is the best way to find out more information. And they can email me directly at nick@asap.org.
All of those new classes are going to be coming up, but there is one that I want to highlight that's coming up this weekend on Saturday. You guys have a community show?
Yes, we're going to be highlighting our 2025 graduates, some alumni from the past, as well as possibly some of our instructors. They're going to be doing comedy and storytelling during a nice little social gathering with some refreshments and some time to hang out at the Indianapolis Arts Center at 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Nick, thank you. Thank you for your service and sacrifice as well. And thank you for what you continue to do for other veterans and their families. Again, asap.org for more information, right? asap.org. That's got it. Nick, thank you. Thank you so much. Come back and see us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You betcha. Denny's Dollars and Cents coming up next, 93 WIBC. guys. It's our sing-along portion. Here we go. Okay.
You got a friend in
Denny.
I don't hear you.
You've got a friend in Denny.
Yeah, you better be singing too.
I hope I'm still your friend after this segment.
Here we go. You just remember what your friend Denny said. Oh, you got a friend in Denny. Oh, yeah.
Here's some more good news. There's going to be another Toy Story. I think this is Toy
I'm
Story.
so
5.
excited.
I'm ready for it.
Oh my gosh. And it's Terry, did you see the commercial for it?
No.
Did you see the trailer? It revolves around kids having tablets now.
Oh.
Yes, that's their new toy. And so what do you do with the actual toys? I'm intrigued. Anyways, take it away, Jenny.
Well, anyway, that's where the song comes from.
One.
It's very relevant.
Randy Newman did that all by himself. But listen, I want to talk to you about this situation where we all are using AI. Okay. I had to cut 3 seconds out of a spot. And so I had looked at it and I couldn't figure it out. So I used ChatGPT.
I never thought about using it.
It knocked out those 3 seconds.
AI?
Yeah.
Another data center going up.
I had to use that in marketing a lot. So anyway, here's the story. I heard that Elon Musk has bought 2 big natural gas plants and shipped them to Tennessee. And I thought, what is going on with this? Well, I found out that it's the electrical usage of what he's got, Grok, and everybody's using AI, but they don't have enough power to use it.
That's right.
And then Google wants to restart a nuclear plant in Iowa. I looked a little bit deeper. Microsoft wants to revive 3 Mile Island. You remember 3 Mile Island?
Yeah.
The nuclear disaster that happened there?
I do.
Dominion Energy is not to be outdone. They're going to open coal plants that have been closed forever.
Think about the landscape, what it will look like 20 years from now.
Oh, don't get negative. I'm trying to
Here we go.
The
Just
data
nothing
center
but
electricity
boxes.
has surged from 4.4% of all U.S. power, and it could hit 12% within a year or two. Now think about that. It's going to triple the size. So I hear people say, well, we need more solar plants. No. It would take 20 giant wind turbines across 3,000 acres. That's the size of Carmel and Zionsville to power all these things.
So we can put the data center on your property?
I don't have that many
Perfect.
acres.
For a small one.
No,
A small one.
No, my property's so low or so small
What'd
that
you
a
do with your
firefighter
landing strip?
Yeah, there we go. So anyway, it'd take 250,000 solar panels covering 400 to 700 acres, basically the size of the entire state fairgrounds. I had to do all this math this week to see how big these properties are going to be. That's why they're going out into the hinterlands. They're going past where we would normally expect them to build these things because they just need room. But America's got a solution. Do you know what it is?
Put it on what? Is it about federal
It's
land?
the one thing that we have an abundance of more than any place else in the world.
Is it federal land?
No, it's natural gas. And it's not just from radio.
Is it underneath us?
It's underneath us. And not only that, if we use the liquefied natural gas, we've got enough to power all of these things. And
How do you get it?
That's what we're trying to figure out. Trend macro. I think
If I strike it like oil, do I get any money? If I start digging
here's
now,
what it is.
Can I really dig to China?
Our grid in the United States is basically like an old farmhouse. And we're coming in and we're going to add 2 refrigerators, 2 hot tubs, and all this stuff. And, it's just not going to work. But I like it that everybody's going to buy their own power plants. I mean, Elon Musk, Google, Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're going to pay for it themselves. And
That's
so
good.
That way,
That is good. That is good.
So Rob Kendall can settle down a little bit.
But I can't. I'm still
Get off
angry
my
about so many
lawn.
Get
things.
off my lawn.
All right, we've got to take a break. The news is coming up next. We've got another hour to go. I hope you'll continue joining us. Hello, everybody in the chat room. Sorry I didn't say good morning earlier. Oh, music stopped.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this,
Download your favorite podcasts.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An Indianapolis Fire Department vehicle was hit and damaged yesterday afternoon. It's sunny and 49. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 12:03. It was near Georgetown Road. Just before 1:30, firefighters were responding to a fire. Then a woman in a vehicle plowed into it. The firefighter vehicle went into the air, spun, and landed on the windshield of another vehicle. The woman was taken to a hospital and no one else injured. The new bargaining agreement between the IPS Board of School Commissioners and the Indy Education Association is seen as a win by both sides. Jarrett Lewis.
The tentative agreement set to cover the 2025-26 and 26-27 school years. The board voted to ratify it recently after IPS math teacher Tina Algren helped put the deal together as the IEA's bargaining chair.
Key things to celebrate in this contract include base salary increases that are significantly higher than the majority of the school districts in the state.
Algren said the raises are smaller than previous years, but that is to be expected. The new minimum starting salary has been set to $54,800 for 25 to 26, and then $800 more for 26-27.
And Grader's Ice Cream announced their new ice cream flavors that they released for the holidays.
Bearded eggnog, creme brulee, and cozy hot cocoa are new for this season. And peppermint sticks, an old favorite. And our black raspberry chip just rounds out the pack because if you know Grader's, you know black raspberry chip, so that makes it a part of a great gift.
Tim Philpott with Grader's talking to Wish TV. News time, 12:04, your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Mostly sunny and breezy for today. Behind the cold front, winds are gusting from the northwest at 20 to 30 miles an hour. High temperatures today in the low to mid 50s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Still 49 degrees on Monument Circle, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-0929. That's 317-660-0929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Willis Financial at 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wealth Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Sit down, Denny. Here we go.
Yeah, get your mic on.
Get your mic on. That's what we in the radio business say a lot of times. Hey, let's go get your mic on.
This microphone is used by the likes of Nigel. And
Casey.
I don't know how he breaks it, but all of a sudden it fell off in my lap. So thank you, Nigel.
It's 12:06, 50 degrees, and it's beautiful. I mean, the sky is just beautiful today. This is the first day. November 16th, hour number 2, Terri Stacy, Denny Smith, Kylan Talley. 'Tis the season of eating, and I think this is
Amen.
interesting. There's been roughly a 40% drop in peanut allergies in the last 10 years. 40%. And do you know what they attribute it to?
Vaccinations. I was just guessing. You know, we blame vaccinations for everything. So.
More doctors are recommending that you expose babies to peanuts early.
Oh, I believe that.
You give them a little peanut in their peanut something in their
well, maybe not a full peanut. Would you give them peanut butter or else peanut oil?
Now, see, I'm a grandparent. I remember when I babysat my grandson for the first time, he stuck a peanut up his nose.
I'm
thinking, we exposed him to it. I mean, do you know how hard it is to get a peanut out of a kid's nose?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of kids have stuck stuff up their nose. It'd be fun to talk to an emergency room doctor to talk about all the things
really
that they found in
that.
noses.
Yeah.
And maybe not just for kids, maybe adults are doing it too.
Big article in the Indianapolis Business Journal this week about how doctors are being told to treat their patients like their family. Now, to me, hearing that, I'm going, really? But I'd love to hear the stories of how that came about from doctors.
That
not
is
just,
interesting.
Yeah. Treat them like your family.
Like your family. I hope so. I mean, I really hope so. Doctors are busy and they don't give you the time of day sometimes. I mean, they're just busy. So, yeah, bedside manners could be sometimes a little bit better, but listen, you're saving us, so
you do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do.
Take your time. Don't rush into this now. Yeah.
Anyway, that's good news. Parents are encouraged to feed their kids peanuts as early as 4 months old, some doctors are saying. But that's how this decrease has happened. And there's been many times, not in my childhood, but of late, that, you can't bring stuff to school. You can't be on the bus with anything. I mean, it's just a lot of restrictions for those peanut allergies, but those have dropped. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Has everybody looked out the window here on Monument Circle?
It's beautiful.
It's
the strands of light. You were here yesterday. I bet that's fun.
It's so much fun. The installation, 300 IBEW 481 volunteers hung the lights on the soldiers and sailors monuments to turn it into the world's largest Christmas tree. And
it's the most wonderful time
of the year. And my favorite part of watching each year, it's the families that volunteer. It is just a precious sight. And I want you to here's a couple of young volunteers from yesterday.
We are at the installation of lights on Monument Circle, a very big day as we get set for the day after Thanksgiving, when we all come together here on Monument Circle and we celebrate the Circle of Lights presented by IBEW workers for Local 481. And with me are two of the workers today. What's your name?
Alice Hoosier. And my...
Wait. Did you say your last name is Hoosier?
Yeah.
Hoosier?
Yeah.
What a cool last name. What's your name?
Noah Hoosier.
You guys, I don't know any other Hoosiers. I'm so glad to meet you. How old are you?
12.
12, and you are?
10.
You're 10. And is this your first time to be a part of the event?
No.
Tell everybody about what you do here. What is your job when you come down here for the installation?
We just like to help hang up the lights on the monument.
You kind of walk in kind of a formation, right? And everybody holds on to garland or lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you keep doing it? Why do you love it?
Because then at the end, when it's all done, you can come back down and see all the lights get lit.
And you were a part of it.
Yeah.
But do you tell other kids at school or your friends what you do today?
Yeah.
They probably think it's pretty awesome. How did you get the job?
Because my uncle, he works with, he's an electrician.
Electrician. We're always going to need electricians. Do you want to be an electrician?
I don't know.
Yeah, what about you? It's kind of early to think about it. No, maybe not. No. Boy, I'll tell you, we're always going to need them. What's the most fun part for you today?
Hot chocolate.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for doing this today, volunteering your time. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, my gosh. So many cute kids out here yesterday that were a part of the installation. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, Denny, yesterday, before we get into a break, it's the perfect day, by the way, to hang your Christmas lights. I don't think anyone would shame you for getting them up while the weather is still nice. But yesterday, I found a caterpillar. And the caterpillar had a wide, much wider band of brown than the two black ends. You know what that means, don't you?
It means that whatever happened last year caused that color. Everybody thinks it's a prognostication in the next year. No, what happens to the caterpillars is they take their colorization from the prior years.
I trust them.
So you're going to tell me we're going to get 12 inches of snow?
No, it's actually good news. It's a much milder winter when the brown band is wider than the two black ends.
Terri, it happened last year.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that I think it's called, is it a woolly bear? Woolly bear caterpillar is what they are.
They sure look like little woolly bears.
They're so precious. When you put them in your hand, they roll up in a little brown black ball.
Is that as good as the Farmer's Almanac? Which is
always
it's going away. Kylan.
Shed our tears now.
Do you know what their accuracy rate is? It's
the Farmer's Almanac?
Yeah, it's low. And do you know why it's low?
No.
Because they always make bad news out of the weather. And if good news doesn't sell, if you tell them everybody's going to be a mild winter, nobody's going to be buying that.
After 200 years, Denny, it's going away. And the last edition that you had, the 2026 edition, that is the last one ever printed. And yes, that edition of the Farmer's Market will likely have value to collectors, because it marks the end of a 200-year tradition.
Wow.
So hang on to it. I got mine. Everybody got them?
I don't know.
I'm going to turn
I
it
will
around
hop on
and
the
sell it to
bandwagon.
Ethan Hatcher for $400.
That's a great idea.
Brian
He'll
Wilkes,
keep it forever. He'll frame it.
Brian Wilkes says they're always wrong because they try to give negative news to scare people into buying the.
Well, isn't that what we do too?
What, you mean as broadcasters?
I mean, me as a weather person. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do when it's time for me to do the weather? I mean, aren't I supposed to not really scare you, but I'm supposed to make you aware, which
Those
can
are called
oftentimes sound scary.
The news tease. The one I hate is the Dow Jones dropped 400 points.
Oh, of course it is.
Okay, what does it mean there, Mr. Newscaster?
That's just a tease. We'll tell you about that in 2.5 hours.
News at 2. Yeah.
But it is bad.
It's really
It's very
bad.
bad. I can't
Oh,
tell you.
you
I'll tell you why,
can't
though.
drive and listen to this.
Tell you later. So there you go. All right. Hey, coming up, there was a really cool event this week, and it was about the state of sports here across our country. And I had a chance to talk to BSN Sports about the state of youth travel clubs and youth sports clubs. So you'll hear about that as their study was just released. Coming up after a break, 93 WIBC.
brand new.
Well, it has been said that youth sports have become one of the most powerful forces in shaping kids' growth, confidence, and community. There is a state of sports event that happened by the Indiana Sports Corp this week earlier, and now we're going to talk about youth sports. There was a recent first one-of-its-kind national study in October conducted by Talker Research, resulting in a snapshot of the current youth club sports landscape. It's called the Jersey Census, and here to talk about it is Brian Fleming, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Club Direct for BSN Sports. Hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about the state of youth sports here in the United States. How many young athletes participate in club sports in our country?
Well, the landscape of youth sports overall in the U.S., it's exploded. There's over 60 million youth athletes now, and roughly half of them participate in organized club or travel sports, and that number's been really on the rise over the last decade. And the recent change just in that continuing to be such a spike in participation is really more than competition. It's certainly competition. It's there, it's alive, it's well, but it's also about belonging and development and community. We see families investing more time, they're investing more energy, more resources than ever before to helping their kids grow through sports.
Wow. You know, I just saw this. There was a conversation yesterday among others that were talking about people, men in particular, young boys between, I think, 16 and 25 have never asked out anybody on a date. And it's because they don't have this social experiences that other generations have had, and everyone was recommending get them involved in youth sports. It will change everything about them, their confidence, their camaraderie, their ability to look people in the eye, and the competition and the spirit. And we just had this conversation the other day. Tell us about this study, this Jersey Census study.
Yeah, so the Jersey Census, we've also called it the Club Sports Index. It was conducted this past October, and we surveyed more than 4,150 respondents. That was 2,000 athletes, 2,000 parents, and 150 club owners and coaches, just to give you a sense of how that broke down. We launched it because we wanted to understand how families and clubs are experiencing club sports today. So more about their motivations, their pressures, the costs, and some of the mental health within club sports. Because at Club Direct with BSN Sports, we serve over 3,000 clubs across the country. So this research really helps us to innovate around what they truly need. So anything from uniforms and equipment to team identity and belonging.
So what was maybe the key takeaway from those athletes and parents and from club owners when it comes to what was the key issue?
Yeah, maybe the number one is just that there is some balance that is critical within the club sport arena. So athletes and parents said that burnout happens at least twice a year. So it's often tied to pressure or overscheduling of practices, tournaments, you name it. And I'm a club parent. I have two kids, age 10 and 8. They both play club sports. I do see that firsthand. Like, our weekends are packed with tournaments, travel, team commitments. It's tough to be up for it every week and every week. But one of the things that we saw in the research is that 9 in 10 parents, despite the burnout, 9 in 10 parents told us that they see their investment in club sports and in their athlete as something truly meaningful for their child's future. And so they stick with it.
We're going to talk about that too, but I'm curious to know what sports or categories are experiencing really the strongest growth at the youth club level, and why do you think that is?
Yeah, so the popularity that we saw from the research showed that basketball was leading the way nationally, followed by soccer, baseball, and volleyball. But really more so than even the popularity, the exciting piece that we saw come out of that data was the incredible growth in female participation, especially in the sports of basketball, soccer, and volleyball. That's really been one of the best stories to come out of the data, and it validates some of the investments that we've made at our company about empowering female athletes in sport with our program called Surge.
Flag football has become such a hot topic or a hot sport here locally in Indiana. Is that across the country too? And does that count as a club sport?
No, it does. Actually, that's one of the up and coming club sports. I had this question a few weeks ago, just in similar conversation you alluded to earlier, where we talk about basketball, baseball, volleyball, some of more of the core American sports, but I mean, there's really not a sport that doesn't have a club attached to it anymore. So flag football, yes, of course. Field hockey, lacrosse, hockey itself. I mean, there's lots of different sports that they've organized in a way that, they're not just recreational, they're tryouts, they're competitive, they're traveling. It's really a majority of sports that exist today across the U.S. have clubs.
This is Brian Fleming. He is Senior Vice President and General Manager of Club Direct for BSN Sports. And you mentioned it yourself, and I heard somebody talking the other day saying that they were headed for Florida for the kids' volleyball tournament. What's the advantage for kids being involved in a club sport, a travel club that takes their families hundreds of miles away? What's the advantage of that?
For the kids themselves, they really have a sense of belonging. They're able to be part of a community. One of the things that we saw coming out of the research is just that when these kids are able to be part of these teams, it builds their confidence, it builds resilience and friendships. You mentioned the conversation you had earlier just about how, being part of club sports can actually help with how they're able to, potentially get to that age group and be able to, socialize in a way that maybe they couldn't if they hadn't been in youth sports. Those are all really positive things that come out of being a participant in these programs.
The cost, though, and I do wonder about how the continuing rise in cost of everything, how it might affect the future here, or at least the near future of club sports. And, when it comes to the expensive club sport for kids to get involved with, what is the most expensive?
I actually can't opine on that. I didn't have any of that in the research that we did. I think that a lot of it's going to depend on, where they're traveling. I think travel becomes one of the more expensive pieces of it. But I don't know that by the specific sport.
For parents with kids considering club and travel teams, what factors should they be considering before getting involved?
Yeah, that's a great question. Definitely start with fit. So you can research the clubs around your area. You'll find that there's ones that are going to be more focused on player development. There's going to be ones more known for intense competition and needing to travel to Florida for this weekend's games, or being able just to say that, they're more about an overall experience for the athletes and having fun. Then there's balance. I mentioned burnout earlier as one of the key takeaways. It's really easy to get caught up, but rest and other fun activities are really critical to keeping kids motivated and excited to play. And then I'd say lastly, just the family alignment. So this goes into a little bit of what you were asking around cost. You need to be realistic about the time and the financial commitment. Our research found that on average, families spend about $300 to $500 a year on jerseys and new gear. So that doesn't include travel, doesn't include registration fees. But the good news is, and we love this as a uniform and apparel partner, 64% of parents say it's worth that investment because those uniforms and that gear represent pride and progress for their athlete.
Are there programs available for kids and families that just can't afford but want desperately to be involved?
Yeah, program-wise, so I mentioned earlier, 60 million youth athletes in the U.S., only half of them are playing in organized club or travel sports. So there's still 30 million youth athletes out there that have access to rec programs, local leagues. Those are all available to them as well. And then in terms of some clubs, they're able to offer scholarships to certain players. A lot of clubs can work with companies like Club Direct, and we're able to offer a wide variety of uniforms and apparel. So if it needs to be, really affordable, we can offer a solution. If the players and parents want to be wearing what they see players wearing on the weekends on TV, we can offer that too.
Awesome. Before we let you go, you said it. You're a dad. You've got kids that are involved in club sports. You've had to figure this out too, right? That balance.
Yeah. I mean, as a parent in the space and then also professional, I can really just see what's happening with my kids, with the other athletes on the team, and the way that they can build confidence and just build these friendships. And I'll tell you, when they're able to put that uniform on their backs for game day, it really does represent more than a team for them. It represents pride, it represents belonging, and that's really what, I as a parent, but also in this professional space, Club Direct, we want to be able to help every club create that same sense of purpose and connection for its athletes.
Brian Fleming, Senior Vice President, General Manager of Club Direct for BSN Sports. Where can listeners go for more information?
You can go to bsnsports.com. You'll find the Club Sports Index and then more about Club Direct by going there.
Thank you. We sure appreciate your time today, Brian. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
It's 12:28. The news is next.
It's the Medicare Advantage Annual Enrollment Period.
It's 12:34.
I guarantee you, Denny doesn't even know what song this is from.
51 degrees. Sunny skies.
Home Alone.
Well, okay, you know what? That's fair. The very intro song, it does sound kind of spooky. This is Harry Potter. The theme to Harry Potter.
Doesn't it sound Christmassy, though?
It is. It's one of my favorites to watch in between Halloween and Christmas. 24 years ago today, the first Harry Potter movie debuted. Pretty fun stuff. Now you can go watch the series. Go watch them at home.
I don't know how many years ago. Let me think a minute, if I may jump in. It's, what was it? It was Hoosiers. Hoosiers. The film debuted this week. 1986, maybe? Debuted this week. There was a big swanky deal downtown, red carpet. And then shortly after the film began nationwide.
Well done, Terry. 1986.
Thank you. This week in Indiana history, world premiere of Hoosiers. November 10th, actually. November 10th is when everybody came downtown to see the big kind of premiere, and then was released across theaters throughout Indiana before expanding nationwide in 1987. There's our movie stuff. Hey, somebody won the Mega Millions on Friday. Congratulations.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
800 million, something like that.
$980 million
Oh my
jackpot.
gosh.
Next one is Tuesday.
Denny,
Next
can you
drawing.
imagine that much
Tuesday.
money?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Denny, we were talking last half hour before the news. We were talking about club sports for kids, youth club sports, and you had some feelings.
Are we not doing more congratulations?
Just after Denny.
Uh,
I know. Hang on to your congratulations.
Sometimes youth sports is not about youth; it's about parents. And these travel leagues where the kids are gone every weekend, they're really not allowed. They don't have the opportunities to just be kids. Lay around in the backyard and spit and tell stories. But no,
I love that was the first thing.
They're on a ball diamond or they're on a
That's
hockey.
a childhood.
And it doesn't matter what sport it is; they're going all over.
The traveling part of it, I can understand the club sport, but
you can
sure I understand why traveling hundreds and hundreds of miles. What's the benefit of that?
I
but
think it's
I do know
parents'
the parents
ego.
have had a great
I
are
think
having
it's
a great
parents'
time.
ego.
A lot of money, but it's also a social. It's social for the parents too. They become
I
that
think
bond.
so. And
I
it's
think starts
always on the weekends. Kids are always gone.
always on the weekends. They really are.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a lot.
I was never on a travel team. I was lucky to be able to play baseball, but the point is that it might take some of the fun out of the game.
Yeah, a lot of the YouTube chat had many different thoughts across the spectrum of youth sports. Like Kathleen, she said, I agree that being involved in sports and being on a team teaches important life lessons. Completely agree with that. Rod, he said, travel ball is nothing more than a huge money grab. Little League still offers all of that for a fraction of the cost.
I agree. That's my thing. Is the travel clubs are a little different for me.
But he did say, he made a good point that if you expect this child to have a lot of talent and you want them to go further than high school, and that the kid wants to as well, that it is good to get out and seek tougher competition than what is served in your community. That's nice.
That's fair. I agree.
But I feel like there's an in-between.
Yeah, maybe I'll start my own league.
Oh, perfect.
A league of her own.
I've got so much time on my hand. I think maybe I'll start my own league. A league of my own.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to call it, Denny.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I want to thank you, Denny, for Avon Marching Band.
2 years in a row. Do you
Hands
realize
of
how
America.
rare that is?
That's it is. What do you think that is? Is the talent just young enough that they're still a part of the band?
The faster
for
you run,
more
the
years?
harder it is to run faster, and so you outdo it. But the teams came from Oklahoma, Texas. They were from all over.
Yeah.
And did you see that it's down into the thousands? They measure performance down into the thousands.
It was so very close. Avon High School #1, Flower Mound High School in Texas, Carmel #3 here in Indiana, and then it goes down the list to others around the country. But pretty cool. Congratulations once again. That's got to be, and they look so sharp when you look at them and you watch them, and they are just so fun to watch. I love watching marching bands. So congratulations.
And do you watch the Drum Corps International when they come?
Oh my gosh, it's so
I
impressive.
love the drums. I auditioned to be or tried out for a majorette just because of the drummer. There was a brand new kid in town, David Dywart, blonde curly hair, and he played the drums. And I said, well, I I got to be a majorette.
This is how
I got to
I'm
be a
gonna
part
get
of
it.
this.
I think I just saw the
those band
sparkle
kids.
in her eyes. Yeah, the band kid.
Did.
Can I give some
no,
more?
and he became a great friend.
I was a band kid, and I was just a nerd.
Well, that mop of blonde curly hair, you can't turn that down. You can't stop looking.
Can I give some more congratulations?
More congratulations. First of all, Kylan Talley, congratulations. She starts Christmas at the zoo. She's an ice princess. That's this coming Friday.
Yep, Saturday is the official start of Christmas at the zoo. You can come see me as the ice princess.
Congratulations,
walking
Kylan.
around.
Denny, clap. It's clapping
I'm
time.
sorry. I'm clapping.
Okay.
It's nothing new.
Okay. Who? What else?
My UND Greyhounds, they won last night in their football game. Of course it is, Terry.
Okay, congratulations,
They are now
Greyhounds.
the GLVC champs of their region.
That's
so
a
that's
big deal.
Yes,
Isn't
thank
that-
you.
GLBC, isn't that the
GLBC.
stuff they shoot in your tummy to make you lose
Oh,
weight? The GLB
Denny.
series?
Oh.
Not
the weight
nearly.
loss drug? The stuff that's in the weight loss drug?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
And
Kylan,
then
what else?
Hanover, I would like to give a shout out to them. They are now the HCAC, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference champs. They had an undefeated year, and they're moving on. My brother's the kicker for Hanover football.
Oh, well, that's
Love him. It was
cool.
a great game yesterday to watch him get the trophy, and they'll get their rings eventually. Congratulations to both of you.
Did
and
he
to
did
all
he
of
make
the
his
teams.
kicks?
Yeah.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
you go.
He's great time.
Now I would like to, at 12:41,
Please
51
don't
degrees,
ruin
bright
the
sunny
vibe.
skies, I want to tell you about a scary story.
Terry, it's not spooky season anymore.
This was a crash that happened yesterday at 38th and Georgetown.
Oh, no.
About 1:30 in the afternoon. Fortunately, no serious injuries. After a 26-year-old female driver plowed into an IFD vehicle responding on a run. The incident at 38th and Georgetown occurred as two IFD vehicles were approaching from the east on 38th Street, heading to a working fire. The incident was dispatched at 1:17. The red EDO vehicle, that's a firefighter vehicle, was preparing to turn left onto Georgetown Road, cleared the intersection. All westbound lanes were at a stop. The driver of the IFD vehicle was running emergent with red lights and sirens activated. This is the second IFD vehicle. The woman driving a Toyota Camry blew through this stopped traffic, high rate of speed, continued into the intersection, connected with the EDO vehicle at the passenger side rear panel.
She had to have gotten airborne. She had to.
The impact vaulted the EDO vehicle into the air, spun at 180 degrees, and it landed on the windshield of a Ford Fusion sitting at that light at Georgetown Road.
Wow.
I mean, you're sitting there, and all of this is happening, and all of a sudden, here comes a firefighter vehicle that's coming onto your windshield. It's falling. It's falling.
Like
Here it comes.
Like a tornado fall.
Nobody was hurt.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nope.
Did the
18-year-old that was driving the Fusion he was unhurt. Very frightened.
I thought you said it was a woman.
That was the woman that blew through and hit
okay.
the truck. But the Fusion was the one that was sitting there where the fire truck landed on him.
You're just sitting there eating your French fries, and somebody falls on your windshield.
And this here it comes. It's coming
My
at you.
gosh.
Woman was transported to Eskenazi Hospital. Slight injuries. Slight. And the officer driving the EDO vehicle was checked at the scene and released. Nobody seriously injured. But it puts me in that spot. Because I drive through town. I mean, so I'm here in this area so oftentimes, and in busy sections, and fire trucks are coming, and there's construction.
What do you think her excuse was?
I don't know.
I would love to hear
I
what
don't
the
know.
excuse you have for someone.
Everybody else was stopped, and she decided to continue going. Who knows what she was doing, but I'm glad everybody's okay. And just a frightening thing. I wanted to get to that, and also the 4 Indiana National Guard soldiers from Company D, 2nd Battalion. 101st Infantry that were involved in that awful crash. When was that, Friday?
Yeah, we lost
and lost one of them. Guardsmen heading to Camp Atterbury for that drill. So we certainly feel in our hearts to the soldiers' families and loved ones and friends. The Delaware County community preparing to honor Corporal Blake Reynolds, who died in the line of duty whilst helping a stranded motorist on Interstate 69. Those services are coming up on Friday. But the roadways have been busy with crashes over these last, it sounds like over these last couple weeks in particular, it just sounds like there's more crashes. A lot more construction going on, but everybody just take it easy while you're out there. I hate to get that phone call. So just be careful out there while you're out and about on this beautiful Sunday, 51 degrees, sunny skies. I hope you're doing something on this fall day. And we're going to take a break. Food news coming up, Kylan, right? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up next. 93.
Holy cow! Another beautiful play for Indiana.
Is this from Harry Potter?
Just as magical, I think.
That's right.
45 days till the end of 2025, 38 days to Christmas, 11 days to Thanksgiving, and 5 more days till the official Wicked Part 2 release. I'm so excited.
I know you are
about
excited.
that.
Everybody is excited.
Are you going to the theater, or are you going to download it and watch it?
Oh, definitely going to the theater.
Are you dancing and
Oh
wiggling
my gosh,
over there?
how am I not? It's Dancing Through Life. Oh, I'm so excited. I've loved it.
I hope
so
you're
much.
on YouTube, because in about 3 seconds you're going to see her do the wiggle. All right. Here she goes. There.
Anyways,
We
okay.
just saw it.
Okay. Very exciting for myself and many other people. They've gone around a little bit different ways of marketing this time around. Last year, they had lots of TV commercials playing where you heard Cynthia Erivo singing in Target. Ah, the whole thing, every single time you turned on the TV. They thought that was a little much, so they went about it a little differently for Wicked for Good, including their food collabs, which we'll talk about during Food News.
I didn't see that coming.
Hey, Thanksgiving dinner, speaking of food news, a little cheaper this year.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for it. Lots of deals. We can talk about them. Today is also National Fast Food Day. So, because Denny would like to devour and eat his food instead of waiting till the end, we'll talk about it. One of the biggest collabs that Wicked has done is with Dunkin', with their munchkins. They're their little donut holes.
I like the little tin that it comes in. If you're not watching us on YouTube, it's just a Christmassy mini tin.
It's so cute. It's got the pink and green and then a gold frame all around it. And then they also have a green matcha tea for the Wicked Witch. But then they also have a pink
green,
refresher.
What type of tea?
It's a matcha.
A matcha.
I don't like matcha though, so I got the pink refresher for Glinda the Good.
It smells like pineapple,
It does.
but what is the taste?
How matcha does it cost? I'm all about the
Are
money.
we funny or
This one was only $5, so about average for your coffee.
That's nice.
Yeah. All right. They're tasting it. I'll talk about a little bit more. Your
good.
National Fast Food Day. That's one of my favorite collabs. There's been plenty others with like Takis and Hostess.
Uh-oh,
I'm showing the YouTube chat. They did Hostess cupcakes. They've got the Osmopolitan pink, and then they've got the Wicked green.
Those are cool.
Lots of cute little cupcakes and food items that they've been doing for that. But for National Fast Food Day, some deals if you want to have some cheaper lunch today or dinner. You could go to Burger King, get a free Whopper Jr. with just a $3 purchase. You can do BOGO sandwiches at Arby's. You've got a free Coca-Cola your way.
What is
at
your
Sonic.
favorite? What is your favorite fast food?
Ooh.
You got to have a favorite.
Well, Terry brings in McDonald's every Sunday morning, and that's become a little favorite just because of the tradition of the Sunday morning.
I'm an Arby's guy.
Yeah, Arby's is a good
Arby's,
one.
they got some sleepers.
I've gotten I love the Wendy's croissants that they do in the mornings. That one's a top one. And then BOGO 5 cheese sliders at White Castle. Plenty of different things that you can take advantage of. But if you also want to get ready for next week with Thanksgiving, like Terry said, it is a little bit cheaper this year. You can do full meal bundles. It's typically designed to feed a family of 10. Walmart and Aldi's both have that deal for $40. So $40 to feed 10 people for Thanksgiving.
That's pretty good.
We'll take it.
We will take it.
Terry said that the prices are going down for Thanksgiving this year.
Just a little bit.
I don't
now,
believe
there's
her
also
because-
that shrinkflation situation where
Absolutely.
everything is
Here's
smaller.
just one can instead of a big 2 cans.
Yeah, and more generic brands. You're not getting some of the name brands and some of the meal baskets that they have. This coming Wednesday, Farmers, who is it that does it? Is it one of the farmers groups? They put out the actual
with
cost.
the actual study.
State Farm. That's who it is. Not a farmers group, but State Farm puts out your
You were close.
You're a good neighbor.
how much the actual cost is for the basket this year. I think this is interesting too. Maybe you were going to mention that, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping ahead,
You're okay.
but Steak and Shake and what they're doing with Bitcoin. Were you going to talk about that?
We can talk about it right now.
Well, Steak and Shake.
Bitcoin is everywhere.
It is.
And you can get it at Steak and Shake.
$5. Customers are going to be getting $5 in Bitcoin with food purchases at their restaurants. They're working with Fold, which is a financial service company that facilitates the earning and spending of Bitcoin. So $5 in Bitcoin comes with the purchase of a Steak and Shake Bitcoin meal or Bitcoin steak burger.
And the only difference that makes it a Bitcoin burger is that it's a graphic seared onto the bun with
That's
a
it.
little bee.
Your
That's it.
financial advisor does not advise this, but
Well, they're going to get, so then you take your receipt, you download it, and you get $5 in Bitcoin. Now, what do we do with that?
I had a chance to buy Bitcoin when it was under $5.
Whoa.
And I thought it was wrong. I still think it's wrong, but if you're wrong too early, if you're right too early, you're still wrong. So it's over $100,000. What a $5 investment would have been $100,000. Transactionally, it is really hard to do. So you're going to have $5.
What do I do with that?
Well,
you know,
you have to have a wallet.
It goes into
with
an
a
app, I think,
yeah.
right? It goes into this Fold app.
It's kind of tough. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think we're still
everybody's
learning
jumping on
about it.
Yeah.
I always said a lottery
Companies.
ticket was a tax on stupidity, and look where that guy got
There we
this
are.
weekend. You know.
It is a constantly developing topic, like the tariffs, and Trump scrapped some on beef, coffee, like you said,
Yeah,
with bananas.
bananas.
And so that may also change some things going into Thanksgiving week. Maybe just for your daily, everyday lives. Love it.
great.
Either way.
I mean, that
How
would
are
be
bananas
great.
used in the Thanksgiving day?
Well, right. And so just
Yeah.
like daily meals in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah, and it's still bananas. I haven't even noticed that.
I
mean,
make
it's still
banana
like
bread
43
pudding, personally.
43 cents a pound or something. I mean, I'm still getting bananas for nothing. It's the coffee and the cocoa and the things like that
Right.
what we use on a regular basis. Well, I guess bananas too, but haven't really seen a problem with bananas.
Another interesting story that Matt Hiblin actually sent to us, Terry, the mutant meat that is now entering
yeah. How about this,
Canada's
Denny?
food supply.
This is bad. If you put
Mutant. First of all, call it something
cloned,
different.
It's cloned meat. You clone an animal and then you get this meat. It's just
Some
classified cloned meat.
Yeah, some people are calling it DNA meat, and they say that if you put a magnet on it, and if the magnet attaches to it, that's how you know it's cloned meat. And I'm going, this is crazy.
Apparently,
oh no!
In 2008, the FDA approved meat and milk from cloned cattle, swine, and goats. So it's been in our food supply for quite a bit longer, but Canada just released the regulations
just
for them to
gross.
have it.
Why
So
are we cloning
that's
animals like
something,
that?
too.
That we have so many animals. I mean, we have lots of beef. We have cattle. We have those things.
We
Why
have
do we
Dolly
need to
the
clone
sheep.
it?
Dolly sheep was the first one that got cloned.
Yeah, and
oh, look at the time. Oh,
yeah,
we
we
gotta
have
go,
30
don't we?
seconds. I know.
Oh no. Okay.
Hey,
Thank
IU
you,
is going to
Kylan.
be on these waves at 4:30 if you want to check out some IU basketball as they take on Incarnate Word.
That's it. That's it. Hey, Denny, thank you, my friend.
yeah, and Kai, you're the best. You
Kyle's
really are.
best.
appreciate it.
You're
Greg
Well-
Cooper, thank you, and Lisa Phillips.
We'll talk to you next weekend ahead of Thanksgiving Day. We'll have
Yep.
some fun things for you.
Today's top stories are next.
I'm easy like Sunday morning.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years